Choosing a college is a major decision.
So why did I choose WKU?
Because at WKU, professors are experts in their field.
I'm encouraged to study abroad.
And make the whole world my classroom.
And where I get real-world experience.
Doing exactly what I want to do.
And where I have all the tools I need to prepare for a successful future.
It's all within my reach at Western Kentucky University.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. One hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
That'd be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
It's been my dream come true to be your Commissioner of Agriculture, and I view the people of Western Kentucky as our family. So TJ and I have chosen this time and this place to say to all of you, I will be a candidate for governor in 2015.
Welcome to Lexington Christian Academy here tonight for high school basketball. It's a big 43rd District basketball game. Gary Ball with Coach Justin Cheatham and William Moorfield with PrepSpin here tonight. You can watch this live. We're simulcasting again tonight on WVLK 590. You can go on the web and listen to it, WVLKAM.com, or on PrepSpin/YouTube. How about that advantage? You can watch the game live and listen to the broadcast coach tonight. And this should be a good one. Lafayette is a team that's won 10 ball games. And LCA knocked off Campbell County last Saturday night on live TV on the CW by 1 point, a really good 10th region team. And LCA comes in here with 12 wins already on the season.
Well, what we have here, Gary, is two excellent basketball teams from the 43rd District. And can you believe it, just 6 weeks from tonight, we'll be playing the 43rd District Championship, and either one of these teams is capable of making it to that game. They both have some star power. They both have great coaching, great fans, and this should be an exciting matchup tonight.
What makes each team, in your estimation, what makes each team such a contender for not only the 43rd but the 11th region?
Well, if you're Lafayette, you have to look. You have one of the best fives in the region in Ross Jenkins, and we saw him come out last weekend and just play a tremendous game. Powerful young man who can run the floor really well. We saw him running the floor with some guards versus Tate's Creek last Friday night. So he can run the floor, he crashes the boards. If you're LCA, what can you say more than Matt Rose? Just a tremendous scorer, defender, rebounder, but the defensive presence that LCA gives across the floor will put you in any ball game.
We've got a great crowd here tonight, and it's going to be almost capacity as these two teams battle, Lafayette and Lexington Christian. And we'll step out. PrepSpin, you can watch it live. Go to PrepSpin, watch it live, and hear the radio broadcast of WVLK. Terry Murphy's our producer back in the studios downtown. Gary Ball with Justin Cheatham, former coach at Tate's Creek. We'll come back.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
It's been my dream come true to be your Commissioner of Agriculture, and I view the people of Western Kentucky as our family. So TJ and I have chosen this time and this place to say to all of you, I will be a candidate for governor in 2015.
define the fabric of a team. It's not selfish. It's not boastful. It's about many, sewn together to reach one common goal. But in order to win, you must learn to work together.
There's something special in the air at the University of Louisville. Investment and constant progress are helping today's students and faculty unleash their potential, discover new answers, open more doors, give back to others, see new worlds, and become champions in everything they do. Now, more than ever, it's a great time to be a Louisville Cardinal.
Live high school basketball, Gary Ball with Justin Cheatham, William Warfield of PrepSpin. Again, we're simulcasting tonight. If you're listening on WVLK 590, you can also watch it on the live HD high-definition quality telecast with PrepSpin.com or go to PrepSpin/YouTube. Watch the game tonight. Hear the audio broadcast on WVLK. It's the Lafayette Generals are coached by Michael Mendenhall II. Lexington Christian Academy Eagles coached by Nathan Valentine in his first year. But Coach Valentine has a lot of experience, Coach Cheatham. He coached 7 years, 8 years under Transylvania's Brian Lane. Took a lot of tutelage under the legendary Don Lane. Played high school ball for Steve Wright, who has a state championship when he was down at South Laurel. Coach Valentine played at South Laurel on a state tournament team that won. So he's got a lot of experience coming in here as a first-year head coach.
He has a lot of experience, and he has a lot of experience on that roster as well. Just an outstanding veteran LCA basketball club.
We'll take a look at the starting lineups tonight, but last Friday we were over at Lafayette, and surprise, surprise, there was a big change in the lineup for Lafayette, but this is what they tend to go with, and I talked to Coach Mendenhall before the game, and he told me it should be the same five. It'll be Lucky Jackson, Harrison Lane, William Watkins, Ross Jenkins, Jalen Jenkins. We'll give you their sizes. We'll come back. They got the national anthem and a pregame prayer. We'll be back after this time.
Choosing a college is about setting a course, a path that leads to your destination. At EKU, the adventure is what lies in between. Eastern Kentucky University. Great journeys begin here.
I know you young people said to yourselves, I am going to live a purposeful life.
And I say to you, during your 4 years of college is a time to enlarge your souls. And the way to enlarge your lives is to so broadcast your life into the lives of others that it will return to you 100-fold.
What if you could do all your banking without ever having to run to your bank? What if you could do your banking from any stadium or city in the country? It doesn't matter who you are or what you do. With traditional banks, online and mobile banking, it couldn't be more simple. My life moves pretty fast, and Traditional Bank's team protects me while I do what I do best, at home or away. Way to go, Traditional Bank. You scored again. Traditional Bank's online and mobile banking. Winners at home and on the road.
Traditional Bank.
Singer, great job. And let's take a look again at those lineups for you. First for Lafayette, they're the visitors on the scoreboard tonight in their red. And then you've got LCA in the white with the blue. Lafayette will start Lucky Jackson, a 6'1 senior. He's the leading scorer on the team with 14.5 points a game, 7 rebounds. Then you got Harrison Lane, a 6'1 junior sharpshooter. We called him a sharpshooter last week on the broadcast, and I tell you what, he did not disappoint last Friday night. The sharpshooter knocked down 8 three-pointers in that game, had a career-high 26, Coach.
Well, he shoots 7 per game, and last Friday night he put on an absolute show, knocking down 8 threes. It was fun to watch, unless you're a Tates Creek fan. And it'll be interesting to see how LCA will defend Harrison Lane tonight.
And you got William Watkins, a 6'3 junior, has been starting. And you got big Ross Jenkins, 6'7 junior, averaging 13.7 rebounds. And Jalen Jenkins has been starting as well, a 6'1 junior. Although we got the curveball thrown last week when Jaquante Carpenter got the start for Lafayette. We'll have to see who gets that 5th and final spot tonight. Here's the lineup for the Eagles of Lexington Christian Academy. And, Coach, I don't think you could get anybody else in here. This is a packed house in here tonight.
This is a great crowd. You know, just pulling in an hour ago, I had trouble finding a parking spot, and the crowd has doubled since then, and we've got 2 great student bodies here.
You got starting John Stein is starting at a guard, a 6' senior for LCA. And you have Benton Nybert. Nybert is a 6'4 senior, averaging double figures, nearly 10 points a game. And then you have the big fella, 6'8", Drew Trimble, 6'8 senior, averaging 7 points, 5 rebounds. This is for LCA. And then you have the superstar Matt Rose, 6'7 senior, averaging 24 points, nearly 10 rebounds, headed to Samford University. And the 8th grader, 6'5", Kyle Rode, averaging 8 points, 6 rebounds a game. For the 8th grader, listed as one of the top 8th graders in the country by Rivals and just about all the official publications. LCA in their white, Lafayette breaks in their red, and we're checking the lineup, but it is going to be Jaquante Carpenter getting the start along with Jalen Jenkins, Ross Jenkins, Harrison Lane, and Lucky Jackson. And Coach, Lafayette in the red and the packed house here tonight. This is what 43rd District basketball is all about.
Well, this looks like a tournament-type atmosphere. The band's playing. The crowds are into it. This is going to be an exciting game, Gary.
LCA comes in 12 wins, 12-6 on the season. Lafayette with 10 wins on the season. Both outstanding basketball teams, and we're just about set for a raucous crowd and a big basketball game here tonight. Gary Ball, Justin Cheatham, William Warfield off to our left here from PrepSpin. Check it out. You can listen. If you're listening on WVLK, you can also watch it live on PrepSpin tonight. We're simulcasting. It'll be Matt Rose going up against Ross Jenkins. LCA in the white. We'll go left to right as we look down here from the top. And the tap is controlled. Coming down with it, Lafayette's Jenkins. Jalen kicks it over to Lucky. They swing it around the right side to Jaquante Carpenter. And it looks like LCA coach is in a matchup man-to-man type defense right now. Almost disguising the zone there, aren't they?
Right, it's disguised as a zone, but it's a man-to-man.
Lob down to Jenkins. Post up on Trimble. Misses it for short on the front of the iron and pulled off of there by Matt Rose. Here comes Rose. He's got great handles. Down the lane on Lane, and with the scoop, won't go. Battle for it, Trimble, and it's blocked there by Jenkins. Jenkins with his 32nd block on the season, Coach.
Well, Jenkins says absolutely no way to that offensive rebound. Knocks it out of bounds. Ball goes back to LCA, but great block there by Jenkins.
Well, good idea by Matt Rose to take it coast to coast, but he couldn't get it to go. And then the block by big 6'7" Ross Jenkins. Down low they go. Trimble cutting through. Scoop up and in.
Boy, great out-of-bounds play from under their own basket for LCA, executed to perfection.
Harrison Lane, baseline, little floater, short. Pulled out of there, though, by Carpenter. He gives now to Jenkins. And Jalen now. Right side, Lane's three-pointer off the iron. Won't go, and it goes out of bounds. And LCA will take over. And the crowd right there letting Harrison Lane know about that shot that skipped off the rim.
Well, that's the same look he got multiple times last week versus Tates Creek. He drops 8 of them, comes up short on his first attempt tonight.
Full court press being employed by the Generals of Lafayette. Trimble and Rose, 6'8". How about to that? To get in the middle now, it goes to Stein. Kick it over to Kyle Rode, three-pointer, and that's going to be off the back of the rim. No, rebounded by Lucky Jackson. Jackson wanting to push it down the middle of the floor. Carl hanging off the glass, no, and rebounded by Rode. Here comes Kyle Rode. He wants to push it 2-0. LCA on top on a Trimble inbound play. They give it to Trimble, low block. He's working on Jenkins, backing in, trying to muscle it, and puts it up short. Tapped around, and Lucky Jackson leads it out now. Leads it out to his teammate there. Carpenter missed it. Rebounded by Stein. Carpenter had a good look. Here's Rose. Matt between his legs. Now is going to skip it back out to Stein, and Let's see, looks like LCA is going to be a little bit more patient here, Coach, on this possession.
Yeah, well, Lafayette wants to play fast, and LCA can play fast, but their shot selection hasn't been too good so far. They want to set it up, run their offense against this Lafayette man-to-man.
Stein, left side free throw line extended. Rose stops and pops from 15 off the iron. No. Rebounded by big Ross Jenkins. He leads it out to Lane. Lane cut off there by Stein. Spins around the top. Now kicks it over in the corner. Carpenter lines up a three. Got it.
Well, that all started with great ball handling by Harrison Lane. Finds Carpenter wide open in the corner. Carpenter knocks it down, and that's why he's getting the start. He's made some big shots recently.
That's exactly right. Carpenter with the three gives Lafayette their first lead, 3-2. 5:45 to go. Low-scoring affair. Down low. Here's Rose to the basket. Put it up and in. They're going to count the basket, and Matt Rose will get the soup and the Rafferty sandwich.
Well, Gary, on the first possession for LCA, Rose took it all the way to the basket. Wasn't able to convert. That time goes right back to that strategy. Gets to the line for the and one.
4-3. That's the first basket for Mr. Rose, averaging 24 points on the season, and he's one of the top, I shouldn't have said it, free throw shooters in the state as he missed it. 87% among the leaders in the state. 4-3. Lane kicks it over now to Lucky Jackson, and he traveled with it. A little bit of indecision there of do I want to put it down, do I want to drive? And in that indecision, he turned it over.
Well, Harrison Lane penetrates and kicks it over there to Lucky, and he's wide open for the three, but realizes a better shot percentage if he drives it a little closer and drags that pivot foot just a little bit.
43rd District basketball tonight. Gary Ball, Justin Cheatham here at LCA in a packed house here tonight. Lafayette in town. Right across town. And down low, here's Rode, goes over to Matt Rose, lines it up, and off the mark, no. Trimble flies through, falls to the floor, picked up by Carpenter. And he's going to be fouled. Not sure what happened there. He had numbers, but a little bit of body contact. I think Stein's going to pick it up.
Right, Carpenter uses his speed, realizes Stein doesn't have his feet set, and just attacks the rim. Stein not able to get position and picks up the foul.
Ross Jenkins kicks it back out to Jalen. Ball knocked away from Lane by Rode and picked up by Nybert. Benton.
That was great defense there by Kyle Rode.
Nybert goes over to Rode, looking for Trimble. They give it to him down low to Matt Rose. Post up. Rose, left side, blocked by Jenkins. His second block. He's got 33 now. Out top, Benton Nybert lines up the three. Bullseye. They said his foot was on the line, Coach.
That's going to go down as two, but boy, if you're Lafayette, you just can't guard one or two of these LCA players in the perimeter. They can all shoot.
6-3 on the Benton Nybert. Here's Lane. Has it blocked by Trimble, and then Trimble picks it up out of there. Trimble came right over and blocked Lane's three-point attempt out of the left side. 4:32 to go in the first quarter here tonight at Lexington Christian Academy, the Eagles Nest. High school basketball. Down low, Trimble. Back it goes. Here's Rose open for 15, and it rolls off and rebounded by Carpenter.
I really like this Carpenter kid. Did you see that box out right there?
Jenkins has it swatted away by Trimble. Well, Trimble got the block on the last possession on the lane three, comes back down, gets back-to-back blocks.
Right, he has such good length, and he has come to play tonight. That was an excellent block there by Trimble, 2 in a row.
6-3, LCA by 3, 4:12 to go, first period. Lane, Lafayette having trouble scoring. They go now to Jalen Jenkins, skips it out top to Jaquante Carpenter. Looks like Trey King is up off the LCA bench, going to check in at the next opportunity. Working with it is Lucky Jackson. Cut off by Rose. Jackson hanging and scoring. Went right to war on the 6-7 Rose did Lucky Jackson, and he's able to capitalize by using that left hand. You know, Matt Rose should know that. He's a lefty, too.
He does. Lucky Jackson is just quick on quick. I'm telling you what, that was an excellent spin move by Lucky.
Rose gives it back out to Nybert. Trey King still has not had an opportunity to check in. 6-5 ball game here at LCA here tonight in front of a packed house. Gary Ball, Justin Cheatham, William Warfield on PrepSpin. Rode, good catch, throws it back into Rose, goes off his foot. Fisher right there, and let's see, it looked like it went off of Rose. Yeah, they're going to give that to Lafayette. Trey King checks in, and let's see who goes out. Trimble's going to go out for LCA. And into the ball game, you got Downey. T.J. Downey just checked in for Lafayette, and also William Watkins checked in.
I believe Greenup checked in for Lafayette also.
Almost the whole unit.
Right.
Lane out of the right side, off the mark. No, there's Greenup on the backside and throws it off Benton Nybert. Good hustle there by Cameron Greenup. Almost a platoon system. We talked about this last Friday when Lafayette took on Tates Creek at home.
Right, we saw it in the first quarter. Tates Creek was playing Lafayette tough, and Mendenhall makes about 3 substitutions, and they go on a run.
Jackson with another turnover. That's his second turnover. Traveling call. It's 6-5 if you're just tuning in. Lexington Christian and Lexington Lafayette high school basketball here tonight. Simulcasting on WVLK 590 radio and PrepSpin. You can watch it in high def and see this great crowd in here tonight and these outstanding high school basketball players. King, a sophomore, boy, he's going to be a good one.
Well, he had a great game 2 weeks ago when we were here to see them play Catholic, and he's really coming on, is Trey King.
Shot goes over to Nybert. Benton, a three, good. Nybert says, okay, the last time I made a shot, my toe was inside the line. This time I'll make sure I'm way behind that line. He knocked down a deep three. It's 9-5, LCA on the Benton Nybert three-pointer. Swinging around to Watkins. William back over here is Cameron, and that three-pointer's off the mark by Cameron Greenup, and whistle, jump ball called, and tie ball, and they're going to possession arrow is going to give it to Lexington Christian. They lead 9-5.
Well, that's Trey King and Will Watkins tying up on the jump ball, both playing aggressively. But I'll tell you, if you're LCA, you've got to be pleased with the way you're handling the Lafayette press. It has just they've ran their press offense to perfection. They're getting good, patient looks now, and the momentum's certainly going LCA's way.
And Chris Wharton has checked into the game for Lafayette. There's Kyle Rode, gives it in the middle to Shock. Shocked over to King, goes right through his hands, out of bounds. King would have had an easy attempt at the basket, but the ball sailed right through his hands.
Right, great ball reversal against the Lafayette press. Get a wide open look to King. Just couldn't handle a little bit too much on the pass. A little bit too excited. He was probably thinking about that dunk he was getting ready to make. So ball goes back to Lafayette.
I want to thank Terry Johnson, the athletic director here at Lexington Christian, Neil Hall, the IT director, for helping us with our setup tonight here at Lexington Christian.
Well, we've got a great view here, right on top of the fans. I'm telling you, it's going to be a ruckus crowd.
Watkins cut off, and he stepped out of bounds. Good defense there by King. And we're going to get Trimble back in. Benton Nybert, who will lead with 5 points, coach, hit a three. Nearly had 2 threes. Remember, his toe was just inside that circle at the top of the line, top of the arc, or he would have had 2 threes. 9-5. Lexington Christian on top here, leading by 4 over Lafayette. Both teams will be definite contenders in the 43rd district. Matt Rose hands it back to Drew Schock. Schock now with 2:02. Over to Rode, left side into corner to Trimble. Down, passes picked off. Watkins comes out of there with it. Williams got it. Now they give it over to Lucky. Back to Watkins, faking. Back to Lucky Jackson. In the corner it goes to Downey, and he knocks down the three. TJ Downey. We saw him do that last week, Coach.
Lafayette forces 2 turnovers in a row, gets the good look of the three out of the corner, knocks it down.
9-8 on the Downey three, cuts it down to a point. 9-8 LCA, minute 33 here tonight on WVLK and PrepSpin. Simulcasting again tonight. Join us throughout the season for a big high school basketball. Rose, fadeaway 15-footer, off the mark, whistle away from the ball, and that's going to be a clear out, I believe, on Trey King.
Right, so Lafayette's now forced on the past 3 possessions, 3 turnovers. They've got their defense working. And, you know, this second group that Coach Mendenhall puts in, they're much smaller, but I'll tell you, they are quick and scrappy.
Full court press by the Eagles, and Lafayette handles it. They get it into Downey. Downey hit the big three out of the right side. Downey in trouble. Double teamed by the big fellas. Now gets out of it as he goes right side. They kick it to Watkins as he got it from Wharton. Back over goes Lucky Jackson, lines up the three, in and out, and nice rebound by Kyle Rode. Rode double team, triple team, ball knocked away, foul called.
Well, that's the thing. Kyle Rode pulls down the rebound, doesn't chin the ball, brings it down low, and you can bet Lafayette's going to be there scrapping for it, and they do. Just a little bit too much on the hands and pick up the foul. But still, they are a defense. The Lafayette defense got them right back in this game, 9-8.
Excuse me, Coach. Benton Nybert back in for King for LCA. Their lineup, they're going with Schock, Matt Rose, Kyle Rode, Drew Trimble, and Benton Nybert. So Schock in there, the only Steiner starter not in is Stein. Here's a high pass, goes through the hand of Rose and right to the hands of Greenup. Cameron Greenup for Lafayette in the red. Goes over to Watkins, a deep three. Off the iron, no, rebounded by Rode on the backside with 44 seconds. Rode wanting to push it down the middle and to the basket, blocked away there. Good hands by Greenup and Watkins. Here comes Watkins with it. Lost a handle on it, turned it over. So turn it back over to LCA with 34.6 and a 9-8 score. Low scoring affair here, Coach.
Low scoring, and right now we stand at 5 possessions in a row that LCA has turned the ball over. If you're Lafayette, you're very pleased with your defensive intensity. Offensively, if you're Lafayette, you've got to be a little bit more patient.
Rose goes to Schock. He gets it across the timeline. Goes to Benton Nybert. A deep three off the iron, and we're going to have a whistle foul call. They're going to say push from behind on Kyle Rode.
Right, offensive foul on the rebound on the weak side. Rode was in good position. Must have got a hand on somebody to clear out, and ball goes back to Lafayette. 29 seconds. Lafayette can take the lead.
Joe Davis in the game. Going out will be Trimble. Check out the high school sports tomorrow on the CW, the Scholastic Ball Report. Our team of the week, the 13-3 Henry Clay Lady Blue Devils under Eric Sanford. We also have swimmers. Emily Davis from here at LCA is our swimmer, panel swimmer of the week. Check out the Scholastic Ball Report every Saturday at noon on the CW. Great show tomorrow, Coach, at noon.
Well, that Henry Clay girls team is probably playing the best basketball of anyone in the 11th region right now.
Yeah, they're one of the favorites to win the 11th region girls, no doubt about it. Eric Sanford's got them playing over there. Down the lane, Downey, and he rolls it in. Boy, Downey just took over. 5 for Downey. And with just 2 seconds, they'll see a long pass. Davis, and ball knocked away by Watkins. And that's it for the first period. And Lafayette has a 10-9 lead here as we head to the second quarter. Thanks to Rafferty's Restaurants. Rafferty's Restaurants throughout the state of Kentucky. Rafferty's Restaurants with a special review. We'll be back with Lafayette leading 10-9 here as we head to the second quarter.
I'm Marcy Ansley, Executive Director at Lexington Hearing and Speech Center. We've grown into a statewide organization to help children and adults with communication disorders, both hearing and speech. Traditional Bank has been part of our team since we were in the little buildings over on Ashland. We wouldn't be in this building today if it wasn't for their support. I think what makes our banking experience unique is outstanding customer service that we get. They have become part of our family. They have become part of our finance team. Traditional Bank is passionate about what they do.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S Sports. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter. Locally owned and operated since 1972.
It's been my dream come true to be your Commissioner of Agriculture, and I view the people of Western Kentucky as our family. So TJ and I have chosen this time and this place to say to all of you, I will be a candidate for governor in 2015. We will start the journey to make Kentucky proud again. Thank you, and may God bless the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
Second quarter, and let's see what Lafayette does here going right to left on your radio dial. They kick it in the corner to Carpenter. Launches about a 15-footer bullseye.
Gary, every shot Carpenter takes is a good shot. He is just a fundamentally sound young basketball player.
Lead is 3 now for Lafayette, 12-9 as we start the second quarter. Schacht is in there. We'll check the lineups. Bad pass, and Matt Rose cutting to the basket, but Schacht threw it well in front of him, out of bounds, so a turnover there.
Well, that's 6 turnovers in a row. That's 6 possessions, 6 turnovers for LCA.
6 empty possessions.
And Coach Valentine just lost his jacket. He threw it about 3 rows up in the stands.
Carpenter playing catch with Jenkins. Gives it to Jenkins down the lane. King cuts him off the glass. No. Rebounded by Matt Rose. Matt wanting to push it, but takes up his dribble, hands it back to Schacht. Benton Nybert, Trey King, Joe Davis, Matt Rose, and Drew Schacht for LCA. And the white, as you're watching on PrepSpin, they've got the ball moving off to the right. That's Rose, and here's going to be a double dribble called on Matt Rose. So what's that, 7 straight?
7 straight possessions. And if you're LCA, you just have to calm down. This is Lafayette's strength. They want to get you playing too fast. That's exactly how LCA is playing right now. They need to run their offense and calm down.
Carpenter, Jalen Jenkins, who has the ball, William Watkins, Ross Jenkins, and Harrison Lane. They're going to try to get Lane open for some threes. He's way out top, but couldn't handle it. Rode out there on him and throws it over to his teammate. Picked up there by Jalen Jenkins. 12-9, 6:43 to go here in the first half.
Well, Lane's not going to get the looks tonight that he's had in the past.
Jenkins, a power move, puts it up and in. Ross Jenkins.
I was saying Lane's not going to get the same looks because he's being defended by a player that's 5 inches taller than him in Rode. But that's great offense there by Lafayette to get the ball into your post.
John Steinbach in trouble getting it across the timeline, does. Kicks it down low. Rose, he hangs and goes over Jenkins, and he gets the hoop and the harm. Foul will be on Jenkins. Basket for Rose. Second field goal for the 6'7 senior, and it's 14-11, and Rose can cut it down to 2 with the free throw here.
Well, a great entry pass there to Rose, and great power dribble on his part to get squared up, finish the play, get to the free throw line, and that couldn't have come at a better time for LCA.
Rose with 5 as he connects on the free throw. We got a 14-12 Lafayette lead. 6 minutes, 12 seconds to go in the first half. Across the line is Jalen Jenkins. Kicks it over to Ross. Right side, free throw line extended out top to Carpenter. Back over to Jalen Jenkins. In the middle to William Watkins. Back over to Jalen. Open from 3. Launches. Back of the rim, no. Long rebound. King there will take that in front of Ross Jenkins.
That was an excellent box out there by Trey King. He does a good job when he comes in the game. Goes up for that rebound, chins it, gets it to a guard.
Down low to Rhodes, who just had the three-point play the last possession after 7 empty possessions. Stein to King, cutting to the basket, hangs and kind of contorted his body and spun and knocked it down.
Great awareness there by Stein to see King hit him with that bounce pass in the air. King finishes. Tie ball game.
Tied at 14 here tonight on WVLK and PrepSpin. 14 all. What's that, our third tie already?
I think so, yeah.
5:20 to go before halftime. Low-scoring game, but great crowd in here. Best crowd I've ever seen here at LCA. Harrison Lane. Out top it goes to Carpenter, and I've been covering high school ball here in the area for at least 12 years, maybe 13.
Well, this is as big a crowd as we had when the district tournament was held here.
That's exactly right. Shot won't go there. Deep shot by Jenkins, but Ross got a hand on Lane. Throws it to Benton Nybert. He plays for LCA. Ball was kind of deflected there, looked like, Coach. Like somebody got a piece of that pass.
Yeah, the LCA defense has certainly stepped up.
Kyle Rowe, the 8th grader, out top to King, the sophomore. Over to John Stein. He is a senior. Here's King open from 10. Won't go. Clanks off there. And rebounded by William Watkins. He shovels it over now to Jaquante Carpenter. Goes over now to Jenkins. Back to Carpenter. Left elbow and knocks it down about an 18-footer.
Again, Carpenter, great court awareness. Looking to pass the ball first. Sees an opening. Takes one dribble close to the basket. Squares up. Knocks it down.
Coach, he's got 7 of their 16 points, Jaquante Carpenter.
I really, really like this Carpenter kid.
4-12, 16-14. Good ball game here tonight in front of a packed house at LCA. Gary Ball, Justin Cheatham, William Warfield on PrepSpin. Here's Rode off glass. No, too strong. Rebounded by Jenkins. Big Ross pulled that one off. Kind of lumbers down floor, doesn't he? High pass to Lane. Lane being guarded by Rode. Left hand fakes. Here's a little hook shot off the mark. Rebounded by King.
Well, even when Lane gets the shot off tonight, he's got to work so much harder being guarded and defended by a young man 5 inches taller. So when you give up that much of a height advantage, you got your work cut out for you. Again,
we want to thank Rafferty's Restaurants tonight throughout the state of Kentucky. Rafferty's Restaurants, you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best soup and sandwich, I go to Rafferty's Restaurant over in Hamburg. Rafferty's Restaurants, I got the open-faced prime rib, best salads in town, the potato soup. Rafferty's Restaurants with a special as you. 16-14, 3:43 to go before half. We'll return here in 30 seconds on the WVLK 5.
I'm Marcy Ansley, Executive Director at Lexington Hearing and Speech Center. We've grown into a statewide organization to help children and adults with communication disorders, both hearing and speech. Traditional Bank has been part of our team since we were in the little buildings over on Ashland. We wouldn't be in this building today if it wasn't for their support. I think what makes our banking experience unique is outstanding customer service that we get. They have become part of our family. They have become part of our finance team. Traditional Bank is passionate about what they do.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S Sports. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter. Locally owned and operated since 1972.
The week, and also want to thank PrepSpin, all their folks there, Traditional Bank, Van Meter Insurance, that's Mike Bluegrass Orthopedics and Hands, Kentucky One Health, also James Comer for Governor. And all sports, see it in the field, see it on the court, get it at all sports. All those fine folks sponsoring high school basketball. 16-14, Coach. Tight ball game here.
Tight ball game. We've had each team up by 5 at some point, and who knows?
Trimble working on Ross Jenkins. That's a 6'8", 6'7" matchup. Trimble down low. Might have got away with a walk, but the official right there saying, no, you traveled, number 13. He tried to power it up on Ross Jenkins. That's hard to do because Ross is only 6'7". He goes about 240.
Well, I like that strategy from Coach Valentine going back to Nybert. Things went well in the first quarter when they went to him. Matt Rose being triple teamed, but drags that pivot foot. Ball goes back to Lafayette, and gosh, I believe that's the 10th turnover for LCA in this half.
3:05 to go. First half, 16-14. Lafayette by 2. They have lead in leather going right to left as you watch on PrepSpin. Down low with it, ball knocked away, good steal. They strip it from Downey. Stein, good bounce pass to Rose, and Matt can't handle the pass. I tell you, usually sure-handed and finishes that one, but Matt Rose could not handle that. A little bit too much mustard on it, maybe.
Well, it's just, again, credit to Lafayette's defense. They make you play faster than you want to play, and right there, just a normal pass that they normally connect on, LCA fumbles out of bounds.
2:42 to go. Pass goes over to Lucky Jackson, with a football player, all-state football player, going to play college football at Western Kentucky. Downey, one of the best receivers in the state. Downey lines up a long three, front of the iron, no, and rebounded by Matt Rose. Rose has it for LCA, kicks it back over to Stein with 2:24 to go in the first half. 16-14 is your score. If you're just tuning in, Gary Ball, Justin Cheatham, William Warfield, simulcast tonight on WVLK and PrepSpin. Well, Trimble thought about that three, didn't he, Coach?
He sure did.
Rose won't think about it. 10-footer off the mark. Rebounded by Lucky Jackson. Jackson wanted to push it on Stein. Goes in on Trimble, throws it up, draws the foul. Let's see who they called that one. I think that's going to go on Trimble, Coach, or is it going to go on Stein? They're going to call it on Stein.
Well, that's what Lucky Jackson does so well. He pushes the ball up the floor, and he can beat you down the court, attack you. And, even if the shot doesn't look too pretty, he gets you off balance, and he gets to the free throw line. And that's why he's the leading scorer for this Lafayette team.
There's a lot of ways Lucky Jackson can beat you. You just kind of hit on a bunch of them right there.
Yeah.
He can do it in so many ways. As we said, one of the top receivers. And, by the way, kudos to Walker, the great quarterback at Lafayette. He was offered by Louisville football scholarship this week. And Jackson got him. Jackson's going to play his college football at Western Kentucky for Jeff Brom and company for the Toppers. 18-14 here. Those two free throws by Jackson give Lafayette that 4-point lead. Coach Cheatham already referenced each team has had as big as a 5-point lead. Almost a steal. Rose has got it. Matt kicks it over. Nybert lines up the three. Off the mark. Rebounded by Trimble backside. Trimble kicks it to Rose. Rose to the basket. Put it in.
Great offensive rebound there by Trimble. Finds his teammate Rose. Rose puts it in. That was a big basket there for LCA to keep this thing in one-possession ball game.
7 points for Matthew Rose. 7 points. The lead is 18-16 for Lafayette with 1:27 to go before intermission here in front of a packed house at the Eagles Nest, they called it here at Lexington. I totally agree with you, Coach. This is a better crowd than we had for the district tournaments last year here.
It is a huge crowd and a great student
representation
from both groups, and I'm looking for each side to just erupt any second.
Coach Mendenhall and Coach Valentine up off their benches. Carpenter had it knocked away by LCA right in the hands of Stein. Good defensive hands there by the Eagles of LCA. Under a minute to go now, 18-16. LCA can tie it up on this trip. Rose going backdoor, hanging, and rolls off. Trimble there battling and got a hand on it. And they're going to say last touched by Lafayette. They're going to give it back to Lexington Christian.
Well, nobody crashes the offensive board like Drew Trimble. Every time a shot goes up, he's crashing the boards with all his heart.
Stein gets it to Nybert, to Rose. Rose working on Watkins, back wide open to Stein. He'll launch the three off the mark. It might have been a push there on the back of Rode, and Rode as pleading for that. William Watkins there battling with Rode, but no call. They're going to give it to Lafayette. 41 seconds, and they lead by 2, 18-16.
Look to see Lafayette go for the last shot here. They have the lead in the ball, 35 seconds, and it looks like that's what they're going to do, play a little four corners, try to spread the LCA defense out.
Well, I tell you what, T.J. Downey's got the ball, and Jaquante Carpenter, they have got 12 of the 18 points for Lafayette, those two guys. They got 5 for Downey on my sheet, 7 for Carpenter.
Right, two really smart basketball players.
18-16, Lafayette by 2, and they're going to take the last shot here before intermission. 11 seconds to go now before half. Jenkins sets a pick for Jackson, hanging on and put it off glass, no, tapped around and coming out there with a Trimble. Looks up, it's got 2 seconds, going to launch from about 30, off the mark. We go to the locker rooms with Lafayette leading Lexington Christian 18-16 here at halftime here at the Eagles Nest in front of a packed house here tonight. It's 18-16. We'll return with some halftime numbers and some information here. Tonight we're simulcasting on WVLK and PrepSpin.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up in all sports. Pick it up in all sports. Sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Catch the Scholastic Ball Report. Henry Clay Lady Blue Devils, Eric Sanford's team is on. All 6 seniors came on the show. They're 13-3 right now, ranked in the top 10. One poll had them 10th in the state, Coach. They're the favorite to win the 11. Well, when I say that, I'd say maybe co-favorite with Franklin County's Lady Flyers over there at Franklin County and Henry Clay Girls. 2 of the favorites to win it. Lafayette, of course, a lot of talent back this year, but they're trying to get the cohesiveness going over there at Lafayette right now. But Henry Clay on tomorrow. We also have scholar athletes. We have a swimmer. Emily Davis, young lady from right here at LCA, is our panel swimmer of the week. She'll be on the show tomorrow. We got a feature on this LCA boys basketball team. Coach Valentine, we got a feature on them. And then the highlights, of course, from all over the area, highlights of basketball games. All that tomorrow at noon on the CW in Lexington.
Well, that's a great show and a great opportunity to showcase a lot of the young scholar athletes in our region. And, boy, you're talking about that Henry Clay team. They beat a Dunbar team this week who is a great Dunbar Lady Bulldogs team and beat them by over 20 points. And they are just really playing great basketball right now, led by Talia Liver, just an outstanding athlete.
Double-double.
And I'll tell you, they play Male this coming week.
Who's
Male
undefeated.
who is undefeated.
Undefeated.
So that'll be a good game.
And who's the head coach in Male?
Champ Legion.
Champ Legion.
Right.
Former Bryan Station boys basketball coach. Coach my nephew Caleb Ball over there at Bryan Station. Matter of fact, he was Caleb's coach over at Station. So.
Right, so that'll be a fun matchup there.
And, of course, coming up Sunday morning, you got Sunday Morning Sports Talk. Jonathan Hawks, you know Jonathan, the coaches track and also assistant football coach at Tates Creek. Jay Hawk and I have Sunday Morning Sports Talk every Sunday morning, 9 to 11 right here on WVLK. And you never know who we're going to have on that show, Coach. We always bring some, we think outside the box on that show, you know. So
sometimes I listen to that on my way to church, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and you get some callers in there with some great perspectives and sometimes some very humorous perspectives.
That's exactly right. And as we said, William Warfield producing tonight on PrepSpin. The game is simulcast. And I tell you what, I'm just really impressed with the job that Terry Johnson, the athletic director, and the folks here have done at LCA promoting this game, because everybody knew this game was going on because we got a packed house here tonight. As you said, Coach, I got here a good hour and a half before the game, and I had trouble finding a parking spot here.
Right, well, we're sitting up top, so we have a great view of the home side of the bleachers, and there is not an empty spot. And as I look down at the Lafayette section, I don't see very many spots either. So you can bet with a close game, as we get into the fourth quarter, this place is going to get loud.
Packed house here tonight. Let's give you my unofficial scoring for the first half. It's 18-16 is your halftime score. Lafayette leads by 2 here at half. Drew Trimble has 2 points but has 5 rebounds for LCA. Matt Rose leads them with 7. The big 6'7" senior, one of the top scorers. I think I saw where he's actually the second leading scorer in the 11th region, Coach, 23.5 a game. The young man Tanner Johnson over at Catholic averages 22 a game. And Darius Williams at Dunbar also averaging big numbers for Dunbar. Going down, Kyle Rode has 4 rebounds, does not have any points. Benton Nybert 5 points. And Trey King off the bench has a basket, a total of 16 for LCA. For Lafayette, Lucky Jackson had 4 points. Ross Jenkins with 2, does have 4 rebounds. TJ Downey has 5. That's off the bench, by the way. And Jaquante Carpenter with 7 to lead the way for Lafayette, a total of 18. They lead at 8. So that's a low-scoring game, 18-16. Lafayette leading by 2 here tonight at the Eagles Nest at Lexington Christian Academy. And, boy, I tell you, always a lot going on over here at LCA. We were out here this past Saturday to see televise the Central Bank Classic. Campbell County came in here, one of the top teams in the 10th region, and LCA beat them by 1 point, 53-52. It was a tremendous game. Harrison County girls came in here, played the LCA girls. We televised that game, and Harrison County girls won big time in that game. So outstanding effort by Harrison County girls. LCA boys, they were led in the game against Campbell County by Matt Rose. He had 31 points, 10 rebounds last Saturday night in the Central Bank Classic.
Right, well, since we last were here to see LCA against Catholic, they've won 3 in a row, and it puts them tied for first place in the 43rd District with Lexington Catholic. But if you're Lafayette tonight, you're sitting at 3-2 in the district, having wins over Dunbar Creek and Catholic. You win tonight, it puts you in first place in the 43rd District standing right now, which is a big deal when you're talking about seeding the district just 5 weeks from tonight.
Excellent 43rd District matchup here tonight. The 43rd District, if you're wondering, if you think of in advance about things, I think you referenced in the pregame, 6 weeks from tonight will be the district championship?
The district championship game 6 weeks from tonight at Tates Creek High School.
The house that Justin Cheatham built.
I had nothing to do with building it. I might have almost torn it down a couple of times.
No, you have not.
But
Nolan Barger Gymnasium,
that's
right?
That's right. It's a great facility, and we're excited to host the tournament this year. It's always such an exciting tournament when you're talking about not 4, but 5 teams and 5 of the best teams in the state.
Yep.
It's one of the toughest districts to win.
Yeah, that will be getting underway Monday, February 23rd. You can catch all those games on WVLK and also on PrepSpin. And then the 11th Region Tournament will be the following week at Eastern Kentucky University. They move it back to EKU this year. They got the new floor over there, the new lighting over there. Still don't know about the PA system, if it's improved, but they've got the new floor and the new lighting over there at Eastern, at McBrayer Arena at Eastern. That's where the 11th Region Tournament will be played this year. You can catch that action as well on WVLK and PrepSpin. Don't forget, high school basketball next week. The Toyota Classic gets underway Wednesday night over at Scott County High School. The Toyota Classic, one of the premier tournaments in the state of Kentucky. I know this Lafayette team is playing in that Toyota Classic. I know Dixie Heights is in it. Of course, Scott County, Tony Wise will take his Franklin County team over there. A great field. Casey County's in it. Clay County's in it. So it should be a good Toyota Classic. It gets underway next Wednesday night, runs through next Saturday. And, Coach, I've got a commitment next Friday night, so we will not have a game. PrepSpin will have all the action for you next week. William Moorfield, if it's a big high school basketball game, PrepSpin's going to have it covered for you. But you and I will be back in a couple of weeks with another big game of the week here on WVLK.
If you're a high school basketball fan and you don't know about PrepSpin, you need to learn about it real quick because it is such a great asset. If you want to keep up with what's going on and you just can't get out of the house some night, you can catch all the games, all the action in high def.
If you're a high school basketball fan and you don't know about PrepSpin, you've probably been in a cave for a few years, or you've probably been spelunking somewhere where you got to come out and get some air because I tell you what, he covers it, PrepSpin. They do a terrific job, and I work with William on the state football championships. And I want to say, William, he's down there to my left. He can't really see me. I want to say close to 200,000 folks watch those football championship games at the KHSAA and PrepSpin broadcast. 200,000. Plus, they had almost 50,000 people in the, they had 50,000 people in the stadium.
In the rain.
A lot of interest.
In the rain. It was a rainy weekend, and still that many people showed up. Great event.
And tonight we'll try to grab a interview tonight after the game up here in the Skybox. I like it up here, though. We got the window open this time. So we're we feel like we're just right down there in part of this big crowd here tonight.
Right, and all that noise from the student section is just blowing right through this window. It's awesome.
We're set for the second half, and it'll be Trimble, Rode, Stein, Rose, and Nybert for LCA, the same five that started for Nate Valentine. And we'll check Lafayette's group. Here's a long pass to Rose, inbound over Jenkins. Carpenter's in there, along with Lucky Jackson, Harrison Lane. And the third starter is going to be Jalen Jenkins. Rose working on Ross. Gets cutted through Rode. Hangs and scores and draws the foul. Kyle Rode with his first basket, and he makes it a good one. He ties the game up. Opportunity to give them the lead here with 7:48 to go in the third quarter. What a move. That's not a typical 8th grade move right there.
Not at all, and Coach Valentine's very pleased coming out of halftime, executing your first offensive possession to perfection, getting a great look. Three-point play puts confidence in the legs of Lexington Christian.
Kyle Rode completes a three-point play, and he gives the lead back to LCA 19-18, 7:40 in the third period. Gary Ball, Justin Cheatham, William Warfield on PrepSpin simulcasting tonight. WVLK 590 and PrepSpin if you want to watch it. Spin move, turnover by Jenkins as he tried a little pirouette move there. I'm not sure what he was trying to do.
Well, LCA likes to put the pressure on you too, and they do in that case, and force Lafayette into traveling. So ball goes back to LCA. Great start in the second half.
Well, like Rafferty's Restaurants and also Sutherland Chevrolet. Sutherland Chevrolet, don't text and drive. From Sutherland Chevrolet over Don Gabbard and the folks in Nicholasville. So bad pass, and they're going to throw it away. Trimble tried to throw it out to Nybert, but he threw it in the backcourt, and that's a turnover every time. Give it back to the Generals of Lafayette.
Yeah, didn't have a very good look there. Just kind of threw it, hoping that a white jersey would find it. Nybert not able to get to it. Ball goes back to
the white jerseys
Lafayette.
They weren't able to locate it.
Yeah.
By that time, it was in backcourt. Crowd really into this one. Big 43rd District game here tonight at LCA in a packed house. Lob down to Jenkins. Back he swings it now to Jalen Jenkins. That shot won't go. Rebounded by Rode. Well, Rode has really picked up his intensity level here in the second half.
Right. Well, he got off to that good start there on that first possession.
Dumps it down. Alley-oop trying to go to Rose. Throws it behind him a little bit. And Matt Rose thought the ball was tipped by Lafayette, but they're going to give the ball to Lafayette.
Well, it was the right idea there by Rode. He had the right angle, good lob pass, but he's saying it got tipped a little.
Lucky Jackson floater, in and out, rebounded by Rose. Lucky normally knocks that one down. 6:47 in the third, 19-18. LCA leads on a Kyle Rode three-point play to start the second half. They lead by one. Right side it goes Trimble, free throw line extended. He kicks it back to Rode. Rode over to Rose. Out top, Benton Nybert faking down low. Trimble posting up, kicks it back over Stein, right side. They swing it around the perimeter. Quick passing. My goodness. Rode looking down to Rose, goes to him with posting up, turns around, Rose, and knocks it down over Jackson. That's 9 for Matthew Rose. It's 21-18, LCA three-point lead. Well, Harrison Lane open, and the three would tie it, and he does. Lane with the three-pointer, his first three-point bucket of the game, and he ties it again for the fourth time at 21. Rode in the middle, over to Nybert. I thought Benton was going to go ahead and launch that one,
I thought he was too, but Coach Valentine wanting LCA to be a little bit more patient in this half, and that's the smart decision.
Rode to the cutter, Trimble to Rose, and blocked away there by Jenkins. Picked up by Jaquante Carpenter, wants to push it. How many blocks is that now for 44? Is that 3 or maybe 4?
I had him with 3, and that was about the best one of the night right there. Moved his feet well and used his hands just the right angle. Gets the block without the foul.
Again, thanks to the athletic director, Terry Johnson, here at LCA. The new AD, and also Neil Hall. That shot won't go way out top by Jenkins, helping us with the setup here tonight on WVLK Radio. And PrepSpin with William Warfield. Simulcasting tonight. I like it when we simulcast.
I do too.
Folks can find out if we know what we're talking about. They can see it. Oh, those guys, yeah, okay, that was right. You know what I'm saying?
We get it right at least half the time.
Out top, it comes to Nybert. Comes over to Rose. Rose faking, backs it back out. Lucky Jackson's defense intensity is getting a little bit more tepid as well. Or should I say maybe a little bit more fierce.
Well, this is what you have to do if you want to beat Lafayette. You have to be patient on the offensive end. They want to take you out of your offensive scheme.
Out top, here's Trimble's three, off the mark, and rebound onto the backside by Jalen Jenkins. He wants to push it. Jenkins hands it over to Harrison Lane. Lane, down low goes Ross Jenkins, and Trimble's going to foul him. And you know why he fouled him? Because Jenkins kind of hung up in the air a little bit, moved the body, and he got the foul there. If Trimble goes straight up, he gets the block there.
Well, Ross Jenkins just runs the floor so well, moves around the rim well, and I believe that's his 4th point. So great move there, but LCA's done a great job on Ross Jenkins tonight.
Jenkins' free throw is too strong. By the way, I think we talked about it. We referenced it last week over at Lafayette. Ross Jenkins is one of the leading field goal shooters in the Commonwealth at 67% from the field, Coach, coming in.
Right, which again, great young player. I shouldn't say young, he's a veteran player, but I'll tell you, LCA's done a great job on him tonight. Held him to 2 points in the first half.
He knocks down the second free throw to give the 1 point lead back to Lafayette. They get that full court press on. Stein sees it. He's in trouble, though. Skips it to Nybert, high pass, and Nybert back to Stein. And now they kick it over to Rode. Rode skips it over now to Nybert. Nybert lobs to Trey King, and he high off glass lays it in. Well, that was good ball movement right there.
That was great ball movement. They didn't get rattled. I mean, I get rattled sitting up here watching that press from Lafayette. LCA doesn't get rattled and converts.
Jenkins with a strong move. The ball was knocked away, picked it up, and scored. Ross Jenkins now with 5 points.
Well, Lafayette's doing a good job there on the last two possessions to get the ball to their big man.
Stein beats the press. Stein kicks it over now to Kyle Rode. Back to Stein with 4 minutes to go in the third period, 24-23. 1 point lead for the Lafayette Generals. Nybert out top, bounce pass to King, goes in on Jackson. King hangs, Jackson blocks it, and Ross Jenkins picks it up. Now Lucky Jackson has it. Lucky kicks it over to Harrison Lane. Lob down to Ross Jenkins. Posting up on King. Hook shot good. Boy, Ross Jenkins is starting to find his mojo. He's got 5 here in the quarter and 7 overall, and it's 26-23. Lafayette back to a 3 point lead. Rose over to Nybert. Wide open King, and he lays it up and in. Boy, King's beating everybody back. That's his second quick basket. 6 points now for Trey King, the 6'6 sophomore. 26-25. Jackson bounces over to Carpenter to the 3. Bullseye.
Well, there's Carpenter again. I haven't seen him take a big shot that he hasn't made. He does it again right there. We saw him do it last week. We saw him do it in the first half. LCA goes on a run. Lafayette comes right back down patiently, reverses the ball. Carpenter knocks down the big jumper.
Gary Ball, Justin Cheatham, William Warfield on PrepSpin, 29-25. And partnership with WVLK and PrepSpin has been very advantageous for WVLK and for Mr. Warfield.
Right, and you know, just to illustrate this partnership, my buddy Aaron right now is in Louisville.
And watching?
Yeah, following along. So, basketball fans all across the state.
It is such a neat thing. Let's give some love to Brad Carter, too. He, of course, former AD and coach here. He's watching tonight. Let's give some love to Brad. He's a great guy. Now he's the athletic director over at Lexington Catholic. He's watching tonight. Trouble is Stein. Gets it to Rose. Matt to the base. Fouled hard by Carpenter.
Well, Coach Mendenhall just stomped a hole through this LCA floor. He felt like it should have been a carried call. No call. Pass gets down there to Rose, and Rose gets to the free throw line.
You know what? If you're going to foul, you need to go ahead and make it hurt. You know, like Carpenter, if you're going to foul hard. Carpenter says
right.
You're not going to get an easy shot here. Matt Rose knocks down the free throw. He now has 10 points. Matt averages 23.5 on the season, one of the leading scorers in the 11th region.
You're exactly right. I got fouled once in a high school game. It broke my wrist.
Really?
Broke my wrist, right? I was out the rest of the season. And you know what? I credit the young man. He made sure I didn't make that shot.
What a ball game. 29-27. Lafayette by 2 as Rose connects on both free throws. He now has 11 points. We got a 2-point ball game with 2:50 to go here in the third period. Gary Ball, Justin Cheatham, former coach at Tates Creek, William Warfield of PrepSpin as we simulcast again tonight on WVLK 590 AM and PrepSpin. You can watch it and listen to the radio broadcast. Pass over, goes out of bounds. I'm not sure what was happening over there. TJ Downey, the ball's coming right to him. He stopped because the official was there, went off his hand out of bounds.
Right, well, Lafayette's trying to spread out the LCA defense and then penetrate. They do that, but the skip pass cross court goes through the hands, out of bounds.
Nybert going down to Rose, Lane on him, and Rose will power it in. He knew he had Lane on him at only 6'1", and 6'6", 6'7". Matt Rose went to war. He laid it in and tied the game, and he can go to the line now and give the lead back. Boy, this game back and forth, Coach. It's been a great high school basketball game.
Tie game right now. I expect about 10 more lead changes, Gary, before this game is over. And there's Rose again. Every time he touches the ball, he's either double or triple teamed. He converts there again and converts on the free throw. Gives LCA the lead again.
And believe it or not, Coach, Rose has a quiet 14 points. It's a quiet 14.
Right.
Maybe it's loud. I don't know. 30-29. The lead is now for LCA, and Rose has nearly half their points. 2:10 to go in the third. Lane to try to get him on track. He had 8 threes last Friday on our game of the week over at Lafayette. Lane, right side, moves in, back out. Downey launches the three off the mark. King battling and pulls it out of there.
I really like the way this King kid plays. He's aggressive around the basket, chins the ball well on rebounds, plays hard all the time.
Rode gives it over to Stein. Stein fakes on TJ Downey into the lane with the dribble. Kicks it over to Nybert. Lines up the three out of the baseline. Off the mark. King taps, but coming down with it's TJ Downey for Lafayette in the red. Lafayette moving into front court. 1:34 down by a point here to LCA and Matt Rose. 30-29. 1:28 here in the third period. There's Jackson trying to give down the lane. Off glass. Good. He's fouled. They'll count the basket. Lucky Jackson.
If you're going to play that close on Lucky Jackson, you better be on the balls of your feet, because if you're not, Lucky Jackson's taking you to the hole. That's what he does right there. Finishes the play, gets to the free throw line.
That's what you call dribble drive right there.
That is dribble drive.
Lucky Jackson's free throw short, rebounded by Rode. 31-30 now. Coach Cheatham hit the nail right on the head. We're probably going to have about 10 more ties in this game before it's over. It's two equal teams here. With it, Rose cut off there, and then we're going to have stepping out of bounds, Matt Rose saying, hey, wasn't I pushed there? And that's what I would have said to the official. Matt Rose is a little bit nicer than I am.
Well, I believe the official is saying he stepped out on the line before he crossed back over to his right. So the push
there was
would,
also a push. But maybe, okay, I agree. I'm going to agree with you.
If Rose stepped out of bounds before he was pushed.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that.
We'll go with that call.
Okay.
Good call, ref.
Yeah, good call, Zebra. And out top it goes Watkins into the lane. And here's going to be a whistle, and I believe they're going to call this on Stein. And his look is very perplexed.
Well, I had a great view for that one, and I'm going to say bad call, ref, because Stein played excellent defense. You can't be in any better position than Stein was right there. Squared up. Defender put his forearm right into his chest.
Yep.
And
so you don't think there was any flopping?
No flopping there.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I had a great view of that.
Okay.
Forearm went right into his chest, and Stein went flying.
31-30, 54.6 to go here in the third period. In front of a packed house here at Lexington Christian Academy, right off Reynolds Road across from Myers. Here on the Rafferty's Game of the Week, thanks to Rafferty's Restaurants. And Sutherland Chevrolet. Go see the folks at Sutherland Chevrolet over in Nicholasville. Don't text and drive. Don Gabbard and the staff at Sutherland Chevrolet. 39 seconds, 31-30. Lafayette lead in leather. They're in the red, LCA in the white. That's Jaquante Carpenter. He also played football. To TJ Downey. Over it goes to young man who just checked back in. That's Greenup. Shot won't go. Pulled out of there by Drew Trimble.
There's Trimble again, crashing the offensive boards. Doing a great job. He's doing his job.
Down to 16 seconds. Long pass over the road. Cut off. Gives it back to Matt Rose. Rose has got 14 to lead everybody. Back out top to Drew Schock. Down to 7 seconds. Schock down to 5. Gets a pick. Back to Rose. Rose will launch a deep one. Back of the rim. No. Rebounded by Lafayette. So we head to the final quarter, and it's a tight one here tonight. 31-30. Lafayette by 1.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
It's been my dream come true to be your Commissioner of Agriculture, and I view the people of Western Kentucky as our family. So TJ and I have chosen this time and this place to say to all of you, I will be a candidate for governor in 2015. We will start the journey to make Kentucky proud again. Thank you, and may God bless the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
What if you could do all your banking without ever having to run to your bank? What if you could do your banking from any stadium or city in the country? It doesn't matter who you are or what you do. With traditional banks, online and mobile banking, it couldn't be more simple. My life moves pretty fast, and Traditional Bank's team protects me while I do what I do best, at home or away. Way to go, Traditional Bank. You scored again. Traditional Bank's online and mobile banking. Winners at home and on the road.
Traditional Bank.
34-30. Lafayette stretches out a 4-point lead. Trimble, LCA kicks it over to Drew Schott with fourth quarter action, 34-30. If you're LCA here, Coach, I go to Matt Rose.
If you're LCA, you be patient and you go to Matt Rose, but if he's triple teamed, you kick to a teammate.
Rose, ball knocked away, he's fouled. Coach Mendenhall does not like that call. He's very frustrated. Still got the jacket on, though. He's got Lucky Jackson also up off his bench ready to check back in for Lafayette.
Well, the thing that is so dangerous about Lafayette is they sub so much, and they can go to their smaller group and just wear you down, then put their bigger group back in and pound it inside.
Gary Ball, Justin Cheatham, William Warfield here tonight. 34-30. Not in the bonus yet. That's why LCA is trying to put it out to Trimble. They get it way out front to him. He goes over to Shock, fakes, and he traveled with it. He saw big Ross Jenkins there at 6'7", and that'll kind of confuse you a little bit when you look at a 6'7" guy like that face-to-face.
Well, when 6'7" comes out and tries to guard 5'10", you need to put it on the floor and go to the basket.
Or pass it.
It was a good decision, just picked up the walk. So another turnover forced by Lafayette.
DJ Downey hit the big three to put him up by 4. Gives it over to William Watkins. Lucky Jackson cuts out. Here's Watkins into the basket hanging and blocked away by Rose. Good block by Matt Rose. Into the hands of King. He gives now to Shock with 7 minutes to play and 34-30 ball game.
And Lafayette. What's at stake here, Gary? The winner of this game moves into first place of the 43rd District with 5 weeks to go.
And they do seed into 43rd, correct?
That's exactly right.
So the first, I tell you what, you want to get that first seed, you get a bye in the first round, don't you?
Well, you play the winner of the 4-5.
Exactly. Ball knocked away, coming around with it. A lob shot put up, blocked by King. They're going to call goaltending.
That's definitely a goaltending. That ball was on the way down. King a little bit too ambitious there, gets to it a little bit late. Goaltending call, so Lafayette up by 6. I believe this is their biggest lead.
Biggest lead, and Downey, by the way, has 10 points off the bench, Coach, for Lafayette, the young man who just was credited with that basket.
Right, he's had a great game, handled the ball well. His defensive pressure just causes you to rush, and he knocks down that big 3.
Stein, and he's going to be fouled. A little bit too much bumping going on there by Downey.
Right, well, just as I say that, a little bit too aggressive and picks up his foul. But he had one to give, so with 6:33, Lafayette up by 6. And LCA need to be patient. Still got plenty of time. It's a 2-possession game. Get the ball to Rose. If Rose is double-teamed, triple-teamed, kick it to a teammate. Well, there's Downey with the second foul in a row.
Quick foul. That's 3 on him now. But as you said, they still got a couple to give here before the bonus. We're going to get Jaquante Carpenter in. Downey will lead with those 10 points, 6:32 to play. Lexington Lafayette 36, Lexington Christian Academy 30 here tonight at the Eagles Nest in front of a packed house. Thanks for watching tonight and listening on WVLK and watching on PrepSpin. Long pass in the middle to give it to Rose. Gives it to Trimble. Hangs with the left hand. Won't go. And rebounded by Watkins. Well, Trimble kind of had to reverse it the other way, and it caused him to be off balance a little bit. And here's going to be a timeout called by Coach Mendenhall. Full timeout. 6:20 to play. Lexington Lafayette 36. Lexington Christian Academy 30. We'll return to the Eagles Nest next.
I know you young people said to yourselves, I am going to live a purposeful life.
And I say to you, during your 4 years of college is a time to enlarge your souls. And the way to enlarge your lives is to so broadcast your life into the lives of others that it will return to you 100-fold.
I'm Marcy Ansley, Executive Director at Lexington Hearing and Speech Center. We've grown into a statewide organization to help children and adults with communication disorders, both hearing and speech. Traditional Bank has been part of our team since we were in the little buildings over on Ashland. We wouldn't be in this building today if it wasn't for their support. I think what makes our banking experience unique is outstanding customer service that we get. They have become part of our family. They have become part of our finance team. Traditional Bank is passionate about what they do.
Coach, 36-30. What has Lafayette done to get this biggest lead they've had in the ball game of 6 here with 5:20 to play.
Well, right out of the quarter, they got the ball inside, kicked it back out, make a three, force some more turnovers, handle the press, and
good defense by Nybert on Harrison Lane as Jackson tried to get it to Harrison. The ball went through his hands out of bounds, so we'll give it to Lexington Christian. Matt Rose will be the trigger man.
Well, to LCA's credit, what a great job they've done on Harrison Lane tonight. We saw him drop 8 threes last week. He's only got 1 tonight.
Trimble has the ball knocked away as Rose trying to lob it to him. You know, we haven't talked about a whole lot, but the loss of Trevor Hill, the guard, the starting guard for LCA with the AC injury, the surgery, has been a big loss for LCA this year.
Right, anytime you lose a ball handler of that caliber, it's going to impact your team.
Nybert, kick it back out now to Benton. He goes over now to Stein. 6:05 to play. LCA needs a possession here, down 6 with the basket. Rose, it won't go, but he draws the foul. Matt Rose knew, hey, I'm going to draw the foul here. I'm just going to throw it up toward the rim. Maybe it'll go in, maybe it won't, but I'll go to the line, and that's exactly what he'll do, go to the line and shoot 2.
Well, Rose caught the ball at the block and turned towards the baseline, and when he did, Ross Jenkins came over to help. Almost impossible to make that shot, but fortunately for him, got hit on the elbow a little bit, gets to the free throw line where he's an excellent free throw shooter, best that LCS has.
87% at the line. I mean, that's almost automatic. Kyle Macy, former All-American Kentucky, was about 91% when he played.
Yep, one of the best free throw shooters ever.
Keila Snowden was about 91% at Lexington Catholic with the girls over there. I remember that.
Well, he knocks down those 2, cuts it to a 4-point game. So, you know, you play this fourth quarter in 2-minute chunks. We're through the first 2 minutes, and if you're Lafayette, you've extended your lead, so you're happy. If you're LCA, you know, you just cut into it right there. You put a little energy back into your legs.
Yep.
And get a stop. That's what you have to do if you're LCA. You have to get a stop here.
Matt Rose was 16 points, a quiet 16, though, in my opinion. Pass goes to Carpenter over King, won't go. There's King battling. Davis on the floor, and great hustle there by Jaquante Carpenter. He was not going to be denied that 50-50 ball. Deep shot out of the left side, off the mark. There's Nybert battling with Lane, and let's see if we're going to have a reaching foul called, and a foul's going to be called on Harrison Lane.
Well, Carpenter misses this shot and just outworks everyone to get that loose ball. Gets it back in the corner, takes the 3. LCA pulls down the rebound, and Harrison Lane picks up the foul. So in the bonus, LCA is going right back to the free throw line. So again, they can cut deeper into this lead, get it back to a 1-possession game without any time coming off the clock.
High school basketball will continue next week here on PrepSpin, and WVLK will be back in 2 weeks. Free throw knocked down by Nybert. Nybert with 6 points in the game. 36-33. Lafayette extended back out to 6. Nybert missed the second one, could have cut it to 2, but it's a 1-possession ball game with 5:27 to play. Lafayette has the lead and the leather. Going left to right on your radio dial as you look on PrepSpin, they're in the red. That is Jenkins with it, Jalen, and he double dribbled.
Right, that's just an unforced error there. Not a lot of pressure by the LCA defense. I really sense that Lafayette's just trying to get through this quarter right now with this lead instead of continuing to attack. They're just playing not to lose instead of going ahead and finishing this game out.
Davis might have did over and back there, but they don't get the call. Rose on the baseline. He kicks it out to Nybert. A 3 would tie it up. Stein over to Davis. He's got a 3, and he ties it up.
Davis left wide open in the corner right in front of the LCA student section. They'll pat him on the back for that one.
Why not?
Huge 3 to tie the game up.
36 all. We're tied again. What's Coach at about you said 10 ties. 4:45 to play. 36 all in front of a raucous, packed house here at Lexington Christian. Tournament atmosphere. Ball lane on the floor. Picked up. Jenkins falls down. A whistle foul called as Jalen Jenkins was tripped up. Foul's going to be called on Lexington Christian's John Stein.
Well, as both student sections come to life, if you're Coach Mendenhall, you need your team to come back to life because they've come out in this quarter and they've just kind of gone to sleep. They're playing very complacent, playing with a lead, playing satisfied with that lead instead of going ahead and continuing to attack with the same intensity that they have throughout this game.
Lob down to Jenkins, posting up on King. Ross right side hanging, missed it, rebounded by King. Obviously, Joe Davis is a crowd favorite, Coach, as he knocked down that 3 and everybody went nuts in this gym.
Well, it helps when you're 3 feet away from the LCA student section.
That didn't hurt at all, did it? Stein going to get it across the line. 4:15 to play, 36 all. We're tied again here. Rose screaming for the ball. They lob it to him. He reverses it, puts it up, missed it, but draws the foul. And an 87% free throw shooter, Matthew Rose, with 16 points, will go to the line and try to connect on his 17th point.
Well, Matt Rose got the defender on the outside. Great lob pass. Rose goes under, can't finish, but gets back to the free throw line where he hasn't missed tonight.
Joe Davis, the Jared Polson of LCA fans. They love him. Just like the young man from West Jessamine, Polson, they loved him because he was a Kentucky kid. Rose knocked down the free throw, and Kentucky plays Alabama tomorrow. It's going to be a tough one in Alabama. Tuscaloosa. Rose got them both. He's got 18 now.
So here's an 8-0 run by LCA. It was 36-30, Gary, at the 6-minute mark, and in under 2 minutes, LCA has run off 8 unanswered.
38-36, Eagles by 2, leading Lafayette here in this big 43rd district. Lane lights up the 3. Off the mark, rebounded by Rose. Boy, usually Harrison Lane knocks those down.
Harrison Lane comes off the screen, turns, fires. That's the shot he made 8 of last week. Can't get that one to fall.
3:47 to play in front of a packed house. Kings gets it at the top, down low to Rose. Rose throws it up. It won't go, but he draws another foul. This young man is tough to stop down there at 6'7", and he's left-handed. And
well, he's moving so well without the basketball. He's not just standing there and getting open. Rose is moving without the basketball, and his teammates realize that they need to find him, and they're doing that. And he's getting to the free throw line and making every trip valuable.
He has hit his last 8 free throws, Coach, 8 in a row. Got them both. He's got 20 now. The lead is 4 for the Eagles, 40-36, 3:40 to play. Crucial, 43rd. We'll get that 43rd district breakdown again from Coach Cheatham here at the next dead ball opportunity or timeout. This is a key, pivotal 43rd district game. Jenkins for Lafayette, cut off by Stein with 3:25 to play, and Lafayette down 40-36. Jenkins kicks it over to Lucky Jackson, back over to Jalen Jenkins in the paint. Little floater off glass, good. Tough shot there by Jalen. First basket of the game for JJ. It's 40-38. Lead is cut to 2.
Big basket, big drive there. Trey King thought he had the charge, but Jenkins
Rose
knocks it down.
Spins, throws it up, no rebound by Jenkins. Over his back will be King. Probably, I don't second guess or question Matt Rose very often, but probably would have been better when the defender drew to him to dish that off to Trey King.
Right, you have the lead in the ball, not a good shot there, and you're not in a position to where you're going to draw the foul. So at that point, you either dribble or pass out, run some clock, get a better look.
Matt Rose has half their points. He's got 20 of the 40. 40-38, 2-point game, under 3 minutes to play. Lane lines up the 3, off the mark, gets his own miss, shovels it back to Jenkins, knocked away, and Shock saves it into Ross Jenkins. He dishes it to Jalen, puts it up, and lays it in. We're tied. Timeout as Jalen Jenkins ties it up. Ball was deflected or blocked, it looked like, up or near the rim, but it still went in anyway. And we're tied again, Coach. As you said, we'd have a bunch of more ties in this game. We have a ton more, and we do. It's 40 all now with 2:41 to play. We're tied at 40.
Almost looked like you could have had a goaltending there. Looked like there was some interference. Ball still drops. And, boy, Lafayette came to life on that trip. The Harrison 3 doesn't go down. Don't box out the shooter. Harrison Lane, coach's son, follows his shot, gets the rebound, and keeps it alive. And that's what you have to do in these types of games. Keep the ball alive. Keep fighting for it, knocks it down, and gets this thing tied.
Give us that district breakdown again for the folks just tuning in on radio or on PrepSpin tonight. We're simulcasting WVLK and PrepSpin.
All right, well, where we stand right now, Lexington Catholic is at 3-1 in the district. Lexington Christian is at 3-1. Lafayette in third place at 3-2, but Lafayette has wins over Dunbar, Creek, and Catholic, so they're the one that actually beat Catholic, and the team to get to 4 first is going to be in first place.
Yes,
Catholic
sir.
Doesn't play tonight, so the winner of this game will move to 4 wins in the district and move into first place.
2:41 to go. Traditional Bank sponsors tonight on the PrepSpin. Van Meter Insurance, Bluegrass Orthopedics and Hands, Kentucky One Health, James Comer for governor. All sports. See it on the fields, see it on the courts. Get it at All Sports. Also Dallin Dental, Julie Hill of Zejan, Rob Davis. All those sponsors here tonight. Rafferty's Game of the Week on WVLK. And what a good one, and that's going to be 10 seconds. Turn it over to Lafayette. Couldn't get it across the 10-second line.
Boy, just when all the momentum has gone towards LCA and they've gone on a 10-0 run, it's the Lafayette defense that gets them right back. They force a 10-second call. Ball goes back to Lafayette, and they can take the lead.
Harrison Lane, of course, son of Brian Lane, the head coach at Trancey, and grandson of Don Lane, the legend over there. Across the line is Jalen Jenkins. Kicks it over to Lucky Jackson. 2:20 to play, 40-40. Left side, Carpenter lines up the three. Off the mark. Trimble rebounds, and he's going to be pushed from behind by Ross Jenkins.
Trimble, great position, boxes out, crashes the defensive board. Ross Jenkins goes over the back, and you know, LCA, if they win this game, they will have won it at the free throw line because they have been to the free throw line all half.
Ross Jenkins picked up his third, and it will be the double bonus. That is 10 team fouls, so Trimble will shoot 2 with a tie score 40-all here. Thanks for tuning in tonight to WVLK 590 and on PrepSpin. If you're watching in HD, Trimble's free throw rattles in there. Hit the rim, went way up in there, came down and went through the nets. That's all that matters.
Shooter's touch. He gets it to roll and gives LCA the lead back.
Drew Trimble looking to give LCA a 2-point lead here with 2:15 to play in regulation. He does. 42-40. Eagles leading the Generals of Lafayette here in a big showdown in Lexington. Gary Ball, Justin Cheatham, William Warfield on PrepSpin here tonight. Jaquante Carpenter on Joe Davis. Cut off. Carpenter brings it back out. Circles the wagons. 2:05 to play. Calling for Jenkins to come get the ball. Jalen does. Stein on him. Jenkins puts a dribble down. Now behind his back. Looking, still pounding, has it on a yo-yo. Behind the back, kicks it over the lane, right side. He moves in, goes to Jenkins, knocked away by Trimble, right in the hands of Davis. LCA's got the steal.
LCA stacks their 2-3 zone that time, causes Jenkins a little trouble, forces the turnover.
2-point ball game, big time possession here for the Eagles with 1:37 in regulation. Trimble out top, looking for Rose. Comes instead to Stein. They kick it in the corner of Davis. He hit the big three in front of the student section earlier. That was a huge three.
Huge three right there.
Stein.
LCA being very patient.
Davis out top to Rose. Over to Stein. Down low to Trimble. Turns on Jenkins. Out top. Nybert lines up the three. He got it.
Boy, what a great decision there by Trimble not to force it. Kick it back out to his teammate Nybert. Knocks down the three. Pushes this thing to a 5-point lead with a minute to go.
45-40. LCA. Lafayette's led by as many as 8. And that shot won't go for Lane. Pulled out of there by Nybert. I know they had a 36-30 lead, right, Coach? That's when LCA went on the 10-0 run.
Right, 36-30, everything going Lafayette's way. And they really just started to play like they were trying to get out of here with a win without finishing the game. And that's when LCA took advantage of it, went on that 10-0 run.
Lucky Jackson leaped way up in here, knocked that ball out of bounds to make sure nothing could go in easy inside for LCA. Timeout with 43.6 seconds, and LCA leading Lafayette 45-40. Want to thank Rafferty's Restaurants, Rafferty's throughout the state of Kentucky. Rafferty's with as special as you. We'll return. Terry Murphy producing the WVLK 40.
What if you could do all your banking without ever having to run to your bank? What if you could do your banking from any stadium or city in the country? It doesn't matter who you are or what you do. With traditional banks, online and mobile banking, it couldn't be more simple. My life moves pretty fast, and Traditional Bank's team protects me while I do what I do best, at home or away. Way to go, Traditional Bank. You scored again. Traditional Bank's online and mobile banking. Winners at home and on the road.
Traditional Bank.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up in all sports. Pick it up in all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter. Locally owned and operated since 1972.
Simulcast of WVLK 590 and PrepSpin tonight. We've enjoyed that union, that marriage between PrepSpin and WVLK. Folks can sit and watch the game and enjoy the radio audio broadcast of WVLK, and we'll be doing that throughout the season. And we'll unite that in the district tournaments and 11th region tournament as well. Looking forward to some great, this is like a tournament atmosphere here tonight. I don't think there's any doubt about it. I mean, you couldn't get anybody in here if you squeezed them in with a shoehorn.
You couldn't get anybody else in here, and you couldn't
News Talk 590.
in the state.
Rose gives it to Stein, 45-40. And there's going to be an elbow thrown, but a foul is going to be called on Jaquante Carpenter.
Well, coming out of that timeout, you know, LCA has the lead in the ball. They don't need to score any more points. Lafayette has to foul, but LCA has just been deadly at the free throw line tonight. Lafayette needs LCA to miss some free throws. They need to push the ball up the court, attack the basket, try to get to the free throw line themselves.
Free throw is
way off.
Way off the mark there by Mr. Stein, who's not a particularly great free throw shooter percentage-wise. But you're right. A ton of free throws have been shot here in the second half by LCA. Only 2 on my sheet by Ross Jenkins, a big fella, and that was early in the third quarter.
Right. LCA has just done a great job on Jenkins tonight. In the first half, he only had 2 points. In this half, I believe he has 4. And they've really made him a non-factor, as they've made Harrison Lane. They've taken him out of the game. With their length, it's just really hard for Harrison Lane to get a shot off.
Stein got 1 of 2. It's 46-40. The lead is 6 for LCA, 39 seconds in regulation. Lucky Jackson, they need a 3. He goes over, and there goes a long shot there by Downey. Won't go. Stepped out of bounds as TJ was trying to track it down, trying to track down his own miss. And we're going to have a technical foul called on Jaquante Carpenter.
Well, down 6, Lafayette trying to get the ball, of course, to Harrison Lane, the three-point sharpshooter. Can't get it to him, of course. Lafayette just frustrated right now, but you can bet. Lose by 6 here, 5 weeks to go. LCA moves into first place if they hold on here. Tell you what, it's going to be a great 43rd District tournament.
Rose knocks down the technical free throw. He'll get the second one. He's got 21 points now. He averages nearly 24. Rose looking for his 22nd, and he misses it. 47-40, though, with 26.5 to go here on the Rafferty's game. Thanks to Rafferty's Restaurants. Also Sutherland Chevrolet. See Don Gabbard over at Sutherland Chevrolet. Eggs are cheaper in the country. And don't text and drive. Sutherland Chevrolet. You live over in Nicholasville, don't you?
I do.
Coach Cheatham? So does William Warfield. Everybody here lives in Nicholasville. 2 out of 3, except for me.
Well,
maybe I need to move over there.
There's a house for sale in my neighborhood.
Oh, got you.
Come on over.
Let's check it out. Davis to the basket. He's fouled with 19 seconds.
19 seconds, 3-possession game. Back to the free throw line is LCA. What a great basketball game. You know, we saw multiple ties, multiple lead changes. Packed house. This game could have gone either way.
Davis knocks down the free throw. You know, we talked about him hitting that big 3 in front of the student section. Joe came into this game 47% behind the three-point line.
Right. Great three-point shooter. Made that one right when it counted because that was a huge swing in LCA's advantage. Pushes this thing to a 9-point lead now.
Biggest lead of the night for either team, 49-40. It's been a tight ball game with 17 seconds. Lucky Jackson, the superstar football player, gives now to Jenkins to the basket. No. There's Ross Jenkins, pulled down by Rose with 8 seconds, and Rose looking for some help. And is going to give it to his teammate Stein. Long pass. It's going to be picked off by Jackson. And LCA is going to pull it off and move to first place in the district with their 4th win here tonight. They got 4 wins in the district. They knock off their cross-city rival Lafayette 49-40 in a great atmosphere and a great high school basketball game. LCA wins at 49-40 behind Matt Rose with 22 tonight. We'll come back and give you the postgame show, wrap things up here with Terry Murphy producing, William Warfield producing on PrepSpin. Justin Cheatham, Gary Ball will return 49-40, the victory for Lexington Christian.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Choosing a college is a major decision.
So why did I choose WKU?
Because at WKU, professors are experts in their field.
I'm encouraged to study abroad.
And make the whole world my classroom.
And where I get real-world experience.
Doing exactly what I want to do.
And where I have all the tools I need to prepare for a successful future.
It's all within my reach at Western Kentucky University.
I'm Marcy Ansley, Executive Director at Lexington Hearing and Speech Center. We've grown into a statewide organization to help children and adults with communication disorders, both hearing and speech. Traditional Bank has been part of our team since we were in the little buildings over on Ashland. We wouldn't be in this building today if it wasn't for their support. I think what makes our banking experience unique is outstanding customer service that we get. They have become part of our family. They have become part of our finance team. Traditional Bank is passionate about what they do.
back here at Lexington Christian, where tonight the Eagles come from behind. They were down 36-30. Then they went on a 19-4 run to defeat this good Lafayette team, 49-40, behind 24 points from Matt Rose, the senior superstar headed to Samford University with 24 points tonight, 49-40. Good balance here tonight, but as we said, Rose leads the way with 24 points. You got Benton Nybert, who had 9 points, 6 for Trey King off the bench, 3 for Kyle Rode. Big three-point play to start the second half to give him the 1-point lead. Drew Trimble with 3. Also 5 for Joe Davis, a big 3 out of the right side. 1 point for John Stein at the line, 49-40. And tonight, looking at Lafayette, Harrison Lane was held in check, hit 1-3. He had 26 points last Friday against Tates Creek, hit 8 threes, 1 3 tonight, 6 for Jackson, well under his average of 14. So good defensive job on Lane and Jackson tonight by Lexington Christian. Ross Jenkins tonight was 7 points, did have 10 rebounds, 4 points for Jalen Jenkins. Downey had 10 points to lead the way, along with Jaquante Carpenter with 10. Those are your leading scorers for Lafayette. 49-40. LCA wins here tonight. They get their 4th district win. They move into first place in the district. We'll step out. We'll come back. We'll try to get a post-game interview. We'll try to talk to either Coach Valentine or to Matt Rose, the star of the game with 24 points tonight. We'll return here for the post-game show where tonight Lexington Christian knocks off Lexington Lafayette 40.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up in all sports. Pick it up in all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Hey, great party. Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well. This is well done. No. That's medium well. What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned. That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
That'd be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up in all sports. Pick it up in all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
I'm joined by Nate Valentine, the head coach of LCA. For tonight, it was 36-30 Lafayette in the fourth quarter. LCA went on a 19-4 run. Coach, what did you tell your ball club to go on that 19-4 run there late in the game to pull it out 49-40?
The thing that we did, we just kept fighting, and you know, we went through a tough stretch over Christmas, and I was a little concerned coming out that it was too challenging for us. I mean, we played, I think, 3 teams in the top 5, and the others were ranked, and you know, I thought it was a little challenge, but we finally started learning from our losses, and that's the important thing. And we talked about it all year, just keeping composure and staying even keel. And when things are good, we want to stay on the same levels. When things are bad, and we just kept fighting and kept plugging away and doing what we wanted to do. And you know, credit to our guys; they just keep fighting. Credit to Joe Davis. Yes. I mean, he sits over there all night, and then I look down the bench and see him, and he's got it in his eyes, and throw him in there, and then the kid steps up and makes a huge 3 and made 2 free throws. But that's what's so special about these 7 seniors is they don't care. You know, of course they'd love to be playing 32 minutes, but they don't care. You know, they're not jealous guys. And Matt gets a lot of the credit, but I'm telling you what, these other guys step up and make plays time after time, and I'm really happy with these guys.
You have to like the mojo of your basketball team. We televised the Campbell County game last Saturday. You played a really good Campbell's team. You won that one by 1 point. Play a really good Lafayette team here tonight. You pulled it out by 9. It was a really tight ball game. This 49-40 score doesn't tell us what a great game this was here tonight, and what a crowd here tonight. This was a tournament atmosphere in here tonight.
It was, and that's what you want. You know, that's what you want this time of year. It definitely was not a 9-point game. It didn't feel like a 9-point game. And it was I don't know how many lead changes there were, but it was back and forth the entire night. I don't even remember what the question was now, but just really, really happy with our guys.
You guys have been able to pull out these tight games, and that's a credit to your ball club. I mean, Campbell County, you've got 13 wins right now in the season. As you mentioned in reference, a tough schedule has gotten you to this point, and I think your ball club is really starting to gel now.
That's what they say. They always say that playing good competition is going to make you better, but that's usually what they tell the losing team.
Yeah.
So, that has definitely helped us. Yeah, winning these close games, the thing that we've got to learn is we got to learn how to value the possession better. And it's a lot of our turnovers are not the other team causing it. It's just us coming down and getting in a hurry and not making the right plays. We may not have, but we haven't been in this situation very often in this program. And these guys have to grow and they have to learn how to do it. And you just want in this district and in playing the schedule we played in this region, you just want to be in a position to win the game in the fourth quarter. Well, and that's all you can ask for.
And this win tonight gives you 4 wins in the district, which gives you first place for right now in the district. So, it is a district that's seed, so you want that number 1 seed. So you get that little, not a bye, but you get a little break there as far as being the number 1 seed.
Yeah, you certainly want the number 1 seed because that means you've won a lot of games. Yeah. But in this district, I don't know that it means a lot. I don't know that I'd rather play Lexington Catholic, Dunbar, Tates Creek, or Lafayette. You pick your poison on that one. Yeah. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a one-possession game the whole way out. But definitely you want to be that high seed because it means you've had a good year.
Coach, tell us your schedule. Who's up next? I know you want to get through tonight against Lafayette, and what's the next hurdle for LCA?
Next week we move into our All-A regional. We'll play Model on Wednesday. And then the championship game will be on Saturday. And then if we're fortunate enough to get through those two, we'll move on to the All-A state tournament there in Frankfort, which is it's a big deal for this school. I played high school at a larger school and didn't quite understand what an All-A meant. But an All-A championship to this school would mean everything, and that's something that we haven't shied away from talking about.
Right.
And we'd really like to be in a position to do that. And that gets a lot of momentum going on into postseason play.
Well, Coach Valentine, we appreciate your time. Good win tonight. Good luck in the All-A next week against Model on Wednesday night.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks for being here.
Nate Valentine, the outstanding young coach of Lexington Christian. Well, they win tonight over a good Lafayette team, moving to first place in the 43rd District with their 4th win here tonight. And we'll step out, come back, and wrap it up here tonight on WVLK and PrepSpin, where tonight LCA wins at 49-40 over Lexington Lafayette.
SRPRORTS.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
There's something special in the air at the University of Louisville. Investment and constant progress are helping today's students and faculty unleash their potential, discover new answers, open more doors, give back to others, see new worlds, and become champions in everything they do. Now, more than ever, it's a great time to be a Louisville Cardinal.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up in all sports. Pick it up in all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Job is always over there. Mr. PrepSpin himself, William Warfield. Also, kudos tonight to Mr. Coach Justin Cheatham. Thanks to Nate Valentine, the coach of LCA, for joining us. They rode a 19-4 streak there, run 19-4. They trailed 36-30 to a 49-40 win. But as Coach Valentine said, this was not a 9-point ball game here tonight.
It really wasn't. It's a one-possession game. How many lead changes did we see? At the 6-minute mark in the fourth quarter, Lafayette's up by 6. But you know what? The game is 32 minutes long, and you have to play all 32 minutes if you're going to come out with a victory. LCA does that, moves into first place in the 43rd District.
Great job, Coach Cheatham, as always. Justin Cheatham, my color analyst, a super job. We'll see you down the road and on some more broadcasts. Thanks to William Warfield and also to Terry Murphy, our producer back at WVLK. This is Gary Ball, your final score. Lexington Christian moves into first place in the 43rd District with their 4th District win tonight as they knock off a good Lafayette team 49-40. For Justin Cheatham, William Warfield, and for Terry Murphy, this is Gary Ball. Thanks for listening to the Rafferty's and PrepSpin Game of the Week.
The news